We are back. Industry's most wanted. Shout out to everybody on the tune in, check in. We are live right now on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, all them platforms. But we have a special guest checking in. This is somebody I've known for a long time, somebody I've been working with for a long time, and somebody I have a whole lot of respect for because he is out here on his grind. He goes by the name of Reckless Rhymacide. What's going on, fam?
Hey, what's up, Tampa? What's side now? Reporting live and direct from Indianapolis, Indiana.
Absolutely. Out here working on your grinds.
Yeah. No, the grind never stops.
No, it absolutely never stops. We as human beings have to sometimes take breaks and, get our rest and all that, but the grind just doesn't stop. It's like we have to almost do this 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to see the results that we want to see.
I agree.
So let's just dive in and get to know you a little bit for people who haven't had the opportunity, to meet you or, get introduced to your movement and your music. Let's just dive right in. Where are you from originally?
So I'm from Indianapolis, Indiana. We call it now. Some people call it Indy.
What do you prefer?
Indianapolis, Indiana. I don't know. I'm just from Indianapolis, Indiana. You know what I mean? So that way everybody, we in the Midwest. So, do our thing. Some people think it's a small town and small state, but 11th largest city in the country. I mean, it's definitely a major city. Slaughter events come through Indy, so
yes,
it definitely. If you haven't been here, check it out. Out here though.
is the music business. Shout out to my homie TJ Source checking in. We see you, bro. We appreciate you being here. You know what I'm saying? He's checking in through Facebook right now. For people who are not familiar with your music, your city on the music level, do they support independent artists?
They do. I mean, it definitely got a lot better. Obviously, down there where you at, you know what I'm saying. But it has definitely gotten a lot better at and play. And for the people that don't know me, that is my whole normalized people just push and play on independent artists in general. Chance.
Yes.
We all use the same equipment as far as and there's nothing different. I mean, some of those people just have, but the quality and the music, I assure you, is comparable.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. And I can attest to that, especially with speaking of you, individually. You
Right.
always bring quality music, a quality sound. You promote your music, you market your music, you follow all the steps as an artist, an independent artist, whether, you have a small buzz, big buzz, or somewhere in between. You can't skip the process or the steps, and you make sure that you take all of those. You even have merch. You really represent your brand very well. So how long have you been doing music professionally?
So professionally, I probably started in the late 90s professional break. I mean, life started happening. I started having children, and just kind of came back about 3 or 4 years ago, about when we met. Years ago, I just said I didn't want to be one of those people that look and not have really chased my dream and gave it my all. So this go round, I was all in. There is no plan B for me. Push the music like crazy. I push the merch like crazy. Culture in general,
So let's talk about that, being that life happens sometimes. Like you said, we have kids, or maybe you might get married, or maybe you start a new job, just whatever life comes our way, just the stuff that's going to happen through our lifetime. And it will make you take a little bit of a break because now you want to focus on raising your kids? And I know I got a late start in the music business because I was a single mom and he was my number one priority. Having
Right.
to take a break per se and then come back. What was
Right.
the toughest part about that?
It, it for me, it wasn't really tough because hip hop music, like I'm a junkie. I tell people all the time, if I hook an IV up to my arm and just sit back and just consume hip hop, crazy I am about it. I grew up in it. I we did all we broke, used to break dance against other neighborhoods and the whole concept. So I'm just crazy about hip hop music in general. So for me,
Yeah.
it was natural. I stopped writing, consuming. I've
Yes.
always been a fan of it. So really easy. I just had to relearn the new tools. Cause the internet really wasn't popping, and
Yes.
we didn't have access to the world, but now we got access to the world. So I just try to use that to my advantage. I cook, with people from all over the world. And the crazy thing is, audience, when I check my data and stuff like that, is out of the US, is over, and that they really seem to resonate with my music,
Yeah.
So
That's beautiful though. And that's
yeah.
the sweet part about the internet and social media and the DSPs is that you can reach a much broader audience. But it also has a little bit of a bitter side because a lot of these younger artists feel like that's all they got to do is just post on social media and it's
I agree. I know some, and but I just try to be the change that I want to see. I know this interview is about advocate for the others. You know what I mean? Because hopefully they'll get some and some of the things that I say. It'll help make it easier, so they won't make some of the pitfalls that I made. I always try to give my platform to people. That's just how I operate.
absolutely. We have to, the younger generation that's coming in, we have to educate them. I think it's our job to show them the way, like to a certain
Mm-hmm.
extent. I consider
Yeah.
myself an OG, and I feel like
Mm-hmm.
as an OG, I got to mentor with these younger, generation. A lot of them when they come through for interviews, they're lost. So it's like I'll take a little
Yeah,
time to talk to them
they
about
are.
certain things.
Because
um,
it's a skill set, though. It's definitely is. And we are in business, and
yeah.
so you have to learn the trade and doing interviews and telling your story is But I like to think nobody can tell my story better than me. So you know,
Absolutely. Nobody can tell
yeah,
it
yeah,
better
yeah.
than you. There's only one you.
Nah, nah.
So
So that, but
so
I'm just
from
having fun with it, though. At the end of the day, it's I I get paid to do what and I'm just having fun with it.
yeah, absolutely. So being an artist who was involved in music, you said you started back in like the late 90s, right?
I started learning I mean, I've always been a rapper, and but we started like releasing music. So if somebody go on like Google's Rhymacide, they'll see some of our old projects and stuff like that. You
Yeah.
know.
So for an artist who's been in the industry long enough to have been here pre a lot of this social media, but you're
Uh-huh.
also in it now that there's so many different social platforms.
Right, right.
Let's talk on both sides of that. As an independent artist coming up in this business, you were involved in it before Instagram and TikTok and probably before
Oh
the
yeah, yeah.
DSPs.
Yeah, oh
Wha
definitely, definitely, boy.
what's
This
the positive and negative, in your opinion, to the change that we've seen with the DSPs and the social platforms? Give us a negative and a positive on that.
on well, the, the negative is before you had to I mean you still gotta travel, but you really had to travel, you really had to, link company or get a distribution deal to get your music in a lot of record stores. You could
Right.
always, but it was time consuming. But nowadays, I think the uh, distribution companies, I, I mean, I told them this that I can literally record a song today, and that thing will be on Spotify and everywhere tomorrow. So times still think that we still have to do the work as far as marketing. I mean, ultimately, your audience. So, for example, this is why I do interviews with people like you, because that I might have not tapped into, or at least tapped into in a while, and vice that may not know about this amazing lady named Tampa Mystic. And I think that is, I think that that's key.
Yes.
And it doesn't always have to be music, content in general, because I have an audience, you have an audience, somebody else, and together it starts to make sense. That's how I look
Yes.
at it. So I think that those of the way things are now.
Absolutely, I agree 100%, and that's why it's important for creatives, whether you are an artist or someone like myself who's a radio personality and a content
Mhm.
creator, we have to come together, like you said, because we all have our own audience. So, me interviewing you will open me up to your fan base and your audience, and vice versa. So, that's a fantastic point, and that's one of the positive things about this whole social media and YouTube and stuff, is because it allows us to do that. And I think also on the negative side is it oversaturates too many people think they can
Oh,
do what we do just because it looks cool.
it, no, you exactly right about that. But you, I think it's always been a lot of. I think it's like barbers. There's always been a lot of barbers, but that don't mean that I can't go to barbers and live in. So I think that we just have to set ourselves apart. Do what I do. I don't try to mimic any other artists. I know that I'm a cup of tea, and that's fine. But I'm gonna be some people's Lipton, and they're gonna love. That's just how I look at it. I think that there's definitely always probably been a loss in general, but some
Yeah.
people look at it like it's a hustle lifestyle. I can't really say about other people in general. I just I mean, change is inevitable, so I'm just change, and I gotta learn it. Either I gotta learn it or get left. How I look at it.
Right. I remember years ago on an interview, Two Chains had said, "Get on board or get left behind." And that
Wow.
really resonated with me because of the fact that we have to be open to change. Not saying that we have to try and be like other people, but we have to adapt to what people want to see and hear
Yeah.
from us in 2023. So, like, even as a music artist, you have to be comfortable with stepping outside of your comfort zone and producing music that still's true to you, but it also is going to
Right.
resonate with what people want to hear today. And same thing. So, get on board or get left behind. It's plain and simple.
You exactly right. Like I told you before on our last love to experiment with my sound. It's challenging as a songwriter, and I'm open to collaborate with people from different as well, because at the end of the day, I like to think that I'm just a hell of an artist, and I mean, I love to experiment, and I would always advise other artists. Some of the collaborations that we hear in mainstream music industry, a lot of these each other in person, but they know that I need access to this, and this guy needs access to my audience. So some of these guys, or artists, they don't even around each other, but it's a good business move.
Yeah,
It helps you grow. Yeah, it definitely helps you grow,
absolutely.
because I see a lot of unique. Be like, what is he doing on that song? He trying to get access to that audience. So yeah,
Absolutely. And
yeah.
I can say wholeheartedly, like this most recent record, We Came to Party, is a different sound
It
from
is.
Reckless
It
Rhymacide that I
is.
listened to it when you first sent it to me. I was like, oh, okay. I see where we're going. Like
Yeah, yeah,
it's a
yeah.
completely different vibe. And like you said, it's like an adrenaline rush as an
Mm-hmm.
artist to experiment with new sounds and see how the people who are going to take to it. So, we're going to listen to it here in a few minutes. Before we get into it, leading up to We Came to Party, you had, different types of music that you were putting out. What type of message do you want to present to the world through your music?
Uh, I don't know. Um, through my well, no, seriously, I'm just my first, like, this was years ago, and I think it still defines me. Is it was tight? Is that's just what I am. I'm just a young black male. I'm just going. None of us have done this before. We are all freestyling. So I think that it's okay. We all human. I've made tons, uh, but I try to learn from those mistakes, and I try to not the person that I used to be, and so I can tell that in my music is that I've matured, how to have fun. I know that certain people aren't going with it because they haven't made that transition in life yet. But for the people that have and that have come out of it, they'll get it.
Yeah.
Audience, I kind of pay attention to the people that rock with me, and find other people like them that get me, instead of
Yeah.
force feeding somebody, want to consume it.
Absolutely. The one thing that I really learned about life, and I really learned it since I've been in this music industry, is that we cannot please everybody, nor should we
Nah,
be
man,
trying to. We just
you'll drive yourself crazy.
you'll get depressed, you'll get
Yeah.
anxiety, like just 100% be yourself. And the ones who love it, cool. The ones who don't, that's cool too. Like, no, no matter how good you're doing in life, you're always going to have people that have something to say negative, period.
Always, always. I wish I would have wore it today, but I got this cool shirt. It's one of my, like, I'm a t-shirt collector. I just love really cool, positive shirts.
Yeah,
And
me
so
too.
I got this one shirt, and it just says, be a nice human. And, and just be a nice human being, man. Realize that we all different. We all shit. You know what I'm saying? So I really love that shirt, though. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Because
I love it too. I need one.
oh, you got one?
No, I need to get one.
Yeah. No, it's dope, though. But a lot of people, when they see me in my shirt is just simple. It's the message. Just be a nice human, and then hopefully somebody my day will see that shirt and be like, I get it. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Absolutely. We as humans have to be kind to each other. We don't know where people's mental state is. We don't know what people are going through. And we can't pass judgment just because that person may have a little bit of harsh attitude. They might have something really traumatic going on in their
Yeah.
life. We just have to be kind to people. Y'all need to be kind on the road. I'm not speaking to reckless Rhymacide. I'm speaking to the idiots on the road. Y'all
Oh,
be like
the
some
drivers.
kind of some crazy drivers.
It happens. It happens everywhere. Or leave early.
Man,
Yeah. No. Hey, can I give a quick shout out to my homeboy one time? Because
of
this guy
course. And
is
we're gonna get into your record.
okay. Well, so yesterday, I don't know if some of my people that already follow me. So, we had a movie premiere, Theo, the Blue Shield, and I was in a movie, and we had a dope movie premiere. And so, if you guys get a chance, I don't know where it's going next, but the title of the movie is Theo. I want to shout out my homeboy Jeffrey Payne. He did his thing, and I love it. And then know, without a doubt, I want to shout out my homegirl Sounds of Shy. She's one of my marketers. She's one of my models. And then everybody about my guy Who Done It Beats. So he actually produced the record. We came to part audio engineering and a lot of my video work. Like I literally play this guy not to Atlanta. Like he's that important to my career, you know what I mean? So people out.
Yeah, absolutely. We have to show love to the people who show love to us. And congratulations too on the movie. I seen on your Instagram where you're like on the, it looked like a red carpet situation with the backdrop. Man, that is so amazing that you're tapping into other areas of the entertainment business.
Oh yeah. Well, ultimately the goal is to just grow the brand. I mean, I'm done performing and stuff like that. That's the thing. The goal was always to my brand. It was bigger than my brother Loke. It was bigger than me. The goal is to go 10 years down the line, there'll be somebody else that's the face of Rhymacide. I mean, it's, what I mean? And it's set up that way as well. I'm just right now, I'm just one of the cattle. Don't be surprised if you see somebody else, what I'm saying, telling a story.
Absolutely. And that's beautiful that you can have other people carry on the legacy. I've thought about that with Industry's Most Wanted. I'm like, at some point in time, I wouldn't mind other people being a face of it. Like, it doesn't just have to be me. I want to build it enough to where it's super solid. And I've been building it for 11 years now. But, it takes time to
it's
perfect
dope,
stuff.
I've watched the growth. I mean, I'm telling you. And they love you because you are genuine. I'm telling you, you out of all the people that do anything remotely close to what you do, you are like leader to indie music. I mean, that's what really. I was like, nah, she genuine, man. I could see it from miles away, and nobody else can see it. Like I even watched the interview that you had last night, and I'm telling you, a very, very important part of our. And so I'm gonna always be one of your biggest fans.
I appreciate that. And likewise, because
But I'm
you are like
serious.
you're like a breath of fresh air when it comes to these artists, because I love all independent artists, but some of them are a little difficult to work with because they have big egos that they need to get over.
Right.
I've never
Right.
caught
Yeah.
that vibe from you. Like you are one of those artists that would probably set your pride to the side in order to enhance what you have going on. And pride is what holds a lot of people back.
You're exactly right. I tell people that if you scroll up and down any of my social, you're gonna see uh, friends and other creative. You even see me because you know, like I said, I live it, and I'm in this thing for life. So they don't want to be lonely, so I try to take some of my people with me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And God will continue to bless you by you blessing other people with those opportunities. We're about to check out this record though. Before we get into it, it's called We Came to Party. For people that want to maybe check out some other work from you, where can they follow you at on all your socials?
Uh, I'm my socials or Rhymacide, but the easiest way is probably just to type in God. I got an alert on it. So anytime anybody mention anything across the email, I get notified. So just type in the word Rhymacide. It's mine. I have it. It's everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So just tap in or you.com, my official website, and find everything about me.
He's not hard to find, you guys. I promise you. Make sure you look him up, follow the movement, get involved with everything. He stays active on his social platforms. And I know you gave a shout out to a couple people earlier. Is there anybody additional that you want to show some love to and shout out?
Yeah, that's my team right there. Who Done It Beats, Sounds of Shy Ray, and my homegirl Cora McGarry. You don't know her. She's a different kind of artist. Like if you go on my socials, you'll see I got a painting at one, and it was amazing. Like the thing is hanging up in my office. People have offered, but I refused to sell it because it was it's 101. So shout out Cora McGarry, man. She almost made me cry that day. I was almost not even in shape to
That is amazing. One last question before we check out the song. We do have Mr. Reckless Rhymacide checking in on Industry's Most Wanted, right? Industry's Most Wanted. Hey, you did. Go ahead and let everybody know what makes you the industry's most wanted.
I like to think that I'm the industry's most wanted because he's gonna outlearn me, and I don't think anybody's gonna outwork me. Like I so that's what I think is my superpower, and that is what makes me own it.
Absolutely. Well, listen, it is always a pleasure when we come together and do this. But I'm excited to premiere the song. Who produced We Came to Party?
Who Done It Beats.
Who done it? Shout out to you,
who
fam.
You know who did it. Yeah, that's my homeboy. I ain't gonna lie to you. Yeah, that so talented. Yeah.
That's important. You have to have a good engineer and a good music producer within your circle.
Yeah. I work with a lot of producers, but I work with a lot of producers, but I like to think that I'm building my sound with who.
Absolutely. Well, definitely, I'm excited to premiere it today. Go ahead and introduce the record for us.
This is We Came to Party by Reckless Rhymacide. You already know ain't no party like a Rhymacide.
I know that's right. Let's go.
Industries most wanted. The work week is over. It's time to let your hair down. They got on your guys, but you don't even care now. You're like Cinderella, but in stilettos. I'm no prince, I'm from the ghetto. My carriage is SRT. I always pay extra for VIP. Bring us a bottle. We don't wait at the bar. You with Rhymacide. Trust me, baby, they know who we are. Independent, underground, no deals for my label. The bulk of my money I made off my merch table. The party all night, we gon' have some fun, yeah. We gon' have some fun, yeah. We came to party all night, dance until we see the sun, yeah. Until we see the sun, yeah. We came to party all night. We gon' have some fun, yeah. We gon' have some fun, yeah. We came to party all night, dance until we see the sun, yeah. Until we see the sun, yeah. From Friday to Sunday, we gon' live it up. Don't call us, don't text us. We don't give up. Looking good, smelling good, and you just got paid. If the vibe is right tonight, somebody gon' get laid. Making out on the dance floor, the DJ got us going. The light show is amazing. Keep the liquor pouring. Only live once, enjoy life, celebrate with friends. You already know, next weekend, we doing it again. We came to party all night. We gon' have some fun, yeah. We gon' have some fun, yeah. We came to party all night. Dancing till we see the sun, yeah. Till we see the sun, yeah. We came to party all night. We gon' have some fun, yeah. We gon' have some fun, yeah. We came to party all night. Dancing till we see the sun, yeah. Till we see the sun, yeah. We came to party all night. We gon' have some fun, yeah. We gon' have some fun, yeah. We came to party.
Yeah.
Yes, until we see the sun.
That is such a fun record. Like, and right now is the perfect time for a release like that because we're coming into springtime, summertime. That's when people catch those party vibes. It's just a good record, and you sound really good on it. Like from hearing the songs that I've heard you do before, I would have never imagined you switching it up to like a fun party record, and you absolutely nailed it. Like, you sound really good on it.
I appreciate you. And the crazy thing is, you know, I've always went to club that kind of poppy music, and you know, so I'm comfortable in that, you know, and the trap music is what I used to do, but my last couple singles have definitely, so I've experimented with house music, and because it's huge up this way. I go in Detroit, not too far, and this type of music, and I Black Eyed Peas, Flow Rider, Pitbull type of music, but it's just always a fun vibe. I want to have fun, and I want people to be able to have fun. I'm just kind of, you know, the negative stuff.
Yeah. No, absolutely. So we need more positive vibes in the world, and you definitely have brought that through that song. Is it available on all the digital platforms for people to go stream it?
No, it's available everywhere. That's a video for it yet, and but hopefully that's coming soon. But this probably gonna have like the biggest budget that I've ever utilized. So hopefully it will resonate. You know what I'm saying, with the world. And right now my music is doing so much, so wonderful. It's crazy how they watch us and they love what we do. So I'm always going to be a homeboy to Indianapolis, Indiana. It's nice that I can have fans from all across the globe, you know.
Absolutely. That is a blessing. Well, thank you so much for taking time with us. Is there anything else you want to let anybody know about that you may have coming up before we go ahead and get up out of here?
Well, just stay active, man. Just follow Rhymacide, like I said, on the internet in general. Shout out. He gonna kill me for doing this. I say this every time we link up. His name is Cliff Robinson. He runs Scoop the Entertainment Source, Indiana. I definitely want to shout him out because he believed in me. He's been believing in me in years now. So that's my OG.
Definitely. We all need a good OG in our life, for sure, man. Well, thank you everybody that tuned in. If you missed any part of this, it will stay permanently on the Industry's Most Wanted YouTube channel. Go ahead and tell a friend to tune in, run them streams up. But we up out of here, you guys.